Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm making a very simple card with a simple watercolor background and stamping in black. Here is a quick look of the supplies. I have here watercolor cardstock, brushes, watercolors, black ink and a stamp set with flowers, but you can use whatever stamp set you want. I use painter's tape to hold the cardstock and also a thin washi for the second background. The list of the supplies you will find over on my blog. The link is in the description below. There are so many backgrounds you can make. In this video, I will show you two. I secured the cardstock onto a board using the painter's tape. I'm going to speed it up because I think it's quite straightforward. Here I'm starting with a simple abstract striped background. I'm using a flat brush for this, but you could also use a bigger round brush. Of course, you can use whatever color you want. I chose a yellow paint for this, and I just randomly painted lines going diagonally in different directions. I let it dry and then I did the stamping. The stamp set I'm using here is from Create a Smile, but as I said, you can use whatever stamp set you have. I think this works great with florals. I attached the stamps onto acrylic blocks and I just stamped them across the background using a black ink. I used here the VersaFine ink in Onyx Black. This stamp set doesn't have any sentiments, but for the second stamp set, I'm using another similar stamp set also from Create a Smile, and that stamp set has some sentiments and I used the word smile on both cards. Before I remove the blue tape, I used my heat gun just to loosen it up a bit so I don't tear up my paper. Next, I painted the second background. Here I used a thinner washi for the pattern. I think this washi is about 7mm thick. And with this washi, I created a similar pattern like I did on the first card with the paint. You want the washi to be adhered properly so that the water doesn't seep through, and depending on your tape, it might damage the paper, but before I will start removing it, I will use my heat tool again to loosen it up so I don't damage the paper. After I attached the washi, I took the paint. For this one, I chose green, and I covered the whole background with one color. You can also do a gradient or paint each part in different color. Last year I actually made such a card, but I never uploaded it. I let the piece dry and then I stamped the flowers just like I did on the previous background. The idea for this card actually comes from Instagram. I follow quite a few card makers and watercolor and other artists. Often when I come across a card or painting idea that I like, I start thinking what could I do, what stamp set I could use and so on, or I just save it for later. And I came across the Instagram account Artsy Beats. I will leave the link to this account in the description below. This girl is really talented. She actually draws her own images, but she first paints simple backgrounds. And because I cannot draw, I thought I can actually use those flower stamp sets from Create a Smile for this. The background idea I did on the first card is definitely from her. I'm sure she did something similar like I did with the washi, but I had this background idea in my head since last year. As I said, I did similar background last year and never uploaded it, so I decided to do this technique on this card as I think it fits perfectly. Anyways, last step here, I adhere the panels on top of a card base that I made out of a craft cardstock, and that's it, the card is finished, super easy. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I would really appreciate it. You can follow me on Instagram and Pinterest and hop over to my blog for more information. All the links you will find in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching and I will see you in my next video.